Well, here we are, everybody. We are returning to AHOF. Now, the interesting thing is, this is a cover song, and we've been kind of dabbling a little bit in cover songs. They are covering Little Prince, which is actually originally written by Ryeowook of Super Junior. So that should be kind of interesting to see how they can handle. I mean, it's not something that I would envy anybody to have to try and mount up to Anyone and Cry, as they are probably in my top 3, greatest in the entirety of K-pop when it comes to vocals. But I do feel like if there is a group that has been able to show their prowess of being able to do something quite bold, it is definitely AHOF. Now this, I think, if I remember correctly, is pre-AHOF. This, I think, is when they were still in the show. I could be wrong. If I am, please let me know. Anyway, let's check it out. Let's see how they handle Super Junior. Okay. 너의 말투도 너의 표정 알 수 없잖아 세상에서 가장 어려운 네 맘은 얻는 일 네가 날 기르고 길들이면 우리 서로 떨어질 수 없을까 둘도 없는 친구가 될 수 있었을까 바람 같은 맘을 내게 머물게 하는 건 어렵다는 건 나도 알면서 말하지 않고 널 기다려 어린 왕자가 내게 말했어 사람 내 맘을 얻는 일이라는 게 가장 어렵다고 그렇다면 내게 다가와 어린 왕자가 내게 말했어 지금은 슬프겠지만 우리 서로 떨어질 수 없게 된다고 This is very good. Wow, yeah. 요즘 네 얼굴 원하는 보이지가 않아 예전엔 작은 것 하나하나에 미소 그렸잖아 까만 하늘이 펼쳐진 저 별들 세보며 어렵다는 건 나도 알면서 말하지 않고 널 기다려 어린 왕자가 내게 말했어 사람이 사람의 맘을 얻는 일이라는 게 가장 어렵다고 Great harmonies 내게 다가와 어린 왕자가 내게 말했어 Also good highs 슬프겠지만 우리 서로 떨어질 수 없게 된다고 나와 함께 보통 싶을 거라고 넌 나에게 이 세상에서 단 하나뿐인 사람 되고 난 너에게 새로운 친구가 될 테니까 다 믿고 지금도록 소중한 이유는 Okay. Jeez. Wow, that's insanity. Wow. That is actually insane. Holy cow. Okay. Now, the truth of the matter is, this is not, if I was to coach someone and they said, hey, we're going to have our big performance, we're going to go have our, what do they call that? It's your rehearsal. And they say, hey, look, I'm thinking about covering Cry, okay, Super Junior. I'd be like, excuse me? That would be one of the last things that I would probably do, even at this point, because that is a lot of time is very labor intensive to do a song like this. And the truth is like I really feel like that this was a best case scenario of how this could turn out. Now, there's a couple of times that I felt like, okay, they have a lot more leg than I was actually even giving them credit for previously in other videos. The first part for me was actually this piece right here. This phrase right here is actually so well performed. Right high. I like that. That's really, really well done. I really like the control. I love the reach the note before you emote feel to it. I think that they have very good control. That is the very first thing that I thought of, especially at this point. I think for me, the next big thing absolutely has to go to their effortless harmonies. Now look, it's sometimes you can harmonize and sometimes you're really good at harmonizing, and then there's just times where it's natural. It comes natural. And this is what is happening here. It is so perfectly natural and so within their cadence. It feels so effortless. And that's what I love about it. It adds this sense of airiness and whimsy to the song that I think was definitely a beautiful highlight. The thing that I think is also really cool too is how both of them handled their highs, because they both have kind of different ranges. I think that is fair to say. And I think that the interesting thing is the range that they have, one being a little bit lower, one being a little bit of a higher pitch, end up hitting very similar high notes anyway. It really does end up creating a nice resonance between the two of them. And I think that honestly it just goes to show you that either one of these singers can really play ball and they will get it. And it's pretty nice knowing that you can have something so stable. Great run right there. More like sustained note, but still, well done. Love this exchange right here too. Very well done. This is something else that I think requires a lot of patience. It's one of those things that if you're not, like I said, not very patient, you generally will jump the gun, and or as if you're someone like me who's just kind of addicted to making the song go faster and faster and faster and faster, you get bought into actually like trying to make this go faster and want to get to your part faster. But they were able to handle that very well. So great exchange. interesting thing is he's a little bit more gruff in his vocals, and whereas he's more crystal tone. So again, having that difference between the two singers definitely also adds a little bit more to the flavoring of their vocals and gives it some extra depth. And I think that it, again, has really paid off. But I think that's some of the craziest things that I found for this particular video. I actually really like this. I think they did a really good job. But anyway, let me know. Did they do Cry justice? Did they do Ryeowook justice with his song? I would have to say I would agree. I think that, yes, they did. Absolutely. Tough call. I would not have been that confident, but they did, and they were, and it paid off. So anyway, let me know what y'all think. We'll discuss this down in the comments below. Thank you, and dulce pareculum.